authority come in and seize up to 10% of Cypriot's savings. I asked Nigel Farage, MEP and leader of the UK Independence Party, to explain this action.
I can't explain it. I think it's absolutely monstrous. You know, over the years, I've given these speeches in the European Parliament, and I've warned people that the men behind the Euro project, rather than accept the total failure, being that North and South of Europe can't be together in the same economic and monetary union, rather than doing that, I've predicted again and again that they would resort to extreme measures to try and keep their project afloat. But even me, in my wildest of dreams, would not have imagined that they do what happened last Friday night, which was to resort to theft. It literally is. They've stolen money out of bank accounts.
That was Nigel Farage, MEP. Northern Irish police defused a bomb in a car on Saturday close to where G8 leaders will meet at a summit in June, and said that the device was likely to have been intended for a police station nearby, Reuters reports. Army bomb disposal experts defused the device after a security operation that lasted almost 36 hours in the County Fermanagh town of Enniskillen. Government forces in Central African Republic say they've halted an advance by insurgents towards the capital Bangui, the BBC reports. An attack helicopter apparently opened fire on the column of Seleka rebels as it approached the city. With IRN USA News, I'm Sean Scott Ferguson.
Let me spell it out how this works. Just so you see I'm not lying. My client, Brock Lesnar, has already signed this agreement for WrestleMania. If and only if you sign this agreement to fight Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, then and only then I will tell you the stipulations we picked for you.
You forgot one part. You forgot I signed the agreement. You tell me the stipulations. I don't give a crap, and I kick Brock Lesnar's ass at WrestleMania. Let's do this. Give me the contract.
So here it is. Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate, at WrestleMania versus the Game, the cerebral assassin, Triple H. And the winner of the match gets your wife, Stephanie. But since we're talking personally, we all know that wouldn't work, because wouldn't it be more fitting if the loser gets Stephanie?
Oh my God. Oh, look. Heyman went too far. He went way too far now. Triple H making that security guards pay. Heyman pushed the line. Triple H said, Heyman had better get out of there. I don't think he can. Heyman's hurt. But you can't blame Triple H for this.
Since I know Brock's not gonna come out here until I sign that contract, and I've got a captive audience, how about I take my time and enjoy this? How's that sound? You want to make it official? Here we go. Now, go call your monster.
That beating was worth it to get you to sign this contract. So, ladies and gentlemen, and Triple H, it will be Triple H versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. No count out, no disqualification, no stopping the match for any single solitary reason, because your match against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania will be no holds barred. I almost forgot. Must be the beating I took. When you face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, the added stipulation that we picked is that your career is on the line. If you smell
WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
The Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour, funky like a monkey, holy yeah.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Really? Yeah!
Hello and welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you, back live in studio for the full hour. That's right, no Memorex this week, but we do have a special treat for you. This is kind of a milestone show for me, as it was this week 4 years ago now that Eric the Loose Cannon Gargiulo passed the torch over to me, and I've been keeping the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in terrestrial radio history going, as we're now over 14 years, and for me now it's been 4 years sitting here at the helm. Mike Samsel sitting in the production chair, as you can tell, because whenever drops are thrown in, you know Samsel or maybe Montfolletto's involved.
Someone from the Jim Foxwell Morning Tree.
Someone from the Jim Foxwell Morning Tree. Yes, this is certainly a milestone show, and to kind of help with that, and I know it's kind of my Achilles heel, and it has been for a while, so whenever I can actually get them, it's a super bonus. But just this past, just a couple of days ago, Mike Samsel and I had the fortune to speak with WWE Superstar Heath Slater, and that interview is going to be coming a little bit later this hour. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, looking forward to that. That was a lot of fun sitting down and talking to Heath, and I'll throw one little tease about the interview out there. What you see on screen is pretty close to reality.
There you go, little teaser.
Little teaser. I would say it's not all that far from reality, what you see on screen.
What you see is what you see on camera is what you get off camera.
He's his own gimmick.
He is his own gimmick. Well, sometimes that works out the best for people. I mean, you look at Austin when he was doing the Stone Cold thing. Obviously the ringmaster wasn't working, stunning Steve Austin. But when he just took his own personality and turned the dial up to 11, all of a sudden you've got the middle finger gesturing, stunning. Yeah, all the different. Same thing with The Rock. When he came in as the Chia Pet-haired Rocky Maivia. The blue chipper who can't smile enough, it obviously wasn't getting over. It wasn't until a few years later he kind of let his own personality shine a little bit, and he became the jabroni-beaten, pie-eaten, trail-blazing, eyebrow-raising, you know the rest.
Right.
And if not, you can, I'm sure, make it up, as he has done on numerous occasions. But a lot to get into this hour. We're a couple weeks away from WrestleMania. Monday Night Raw coming to Philadelphia this Monday. I'll be in the house for that. Super excited. All the big names pretty much scheduled to be there, as we're coming up on the end of the road to WrestleMania here. Coming up rather quickly, in fact. Also, more news and notes. Some Scott Hall update coming your way. An interesting Chris Masters update that just had me completely shocked. And also a Bully Ray update that isn't exactly a positive one. And also some new news regarding TNA. We'll get into all that coming up. Let's go ahead and get some phone calls out of the way, because I know the lines are already filling up quickly. It's amazing what happens disappearing for a week, how that's going to happen. Let's go ahead and throw, we'll get Ron up. He's been hanging on first. We'll get Ron up, and then we'll see where things go from there. Ron, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly. Ron, did we lose you here? 12A. There we go. How about that one? Let's try 12. Oh. Ron?
No, it's 12B.
Oh, okay. I
guess he disappeared. Let's try Dan.
Let's try Dan. Dan from Chicago. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly. Oh, is this another day where the phones are not quite?
Oh, no.
Oh.
I think we got phone issues here.
Of course we do.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, technical difficulties everywhere. We had technical difficulties during the. Yeah, we'll have to see about that. Anyway, we'll get into some news and notes in the meanwhile. Oh my goodness! All right. Well, this Bully Ray story was interesting. Bully Ray, using some inappropriate verbiage and getting caught on YouTube doing so. From the Impact Wrestling TV tapings in Chicago last Thursday, Bully Ray, Mark LaMonaco, using a gay slur repeatedly while yelling at a fan during during that Impact Wrestling taping. And Ray issued an apology for the remark this past Monday, simply tweeting, "Made an inappropriate comment to a fan in Chicago. If anyone was offended by this, I do apologize. No harm was meant." The typical cop-out, cheap kind of apology. And Dixie Carter actually followed up saying, "Heard Bully Ray made inappropriate comments to a fan in Chicago. This will not be tolerated. Sincere apologies on behalf of TNA," which is pretty much just a wag of the finger type deal. But after getting heat for both the use of the slurs and the weak apology, Bully Ray took to Twitter again Thursday, made a second attempt at apologizing, while also revealing that he had spoken with the fan that he had used the words on. Ray tweeting, "Had a very positive talk with the man I got into a verbal altercation with in Chicago. I personally apologize for my careless choice of words and my ignorance with regard to certain slurs I used. I take full responsibility, and once again, I apologize to all." All right, Mike giving me the point here, saying looks like we got the phones back up and running, so let's go ahead and give Ron another try here. Ron, you're on the air.
All right, happy anniversary. Can you hear me now?
There we go. Now we're good. All right, technical issues salvaged here.
Wonderful. Yeah, I was here for your first day, and now I'm here for your anniversary.
I was going to say, don't make it sound like it's my last. I certainly hope it isn't.
Yeah, well, I want to comment on a few things. One, I want to comment on the CM Punk and the desecration of Paul Bearer. I think that was not called for. They shouldn't have put that kind of storyline in. I mean, it was a tragedy. I mean, it was weak for WWE to use it.
Yeah, and it almost kind of makes you wonder. It looked like they were going in the direction of CM Punk and The Undertaker before that, and you almost wonder what was the plan before William Moody, Paul Bearer, passed away, and why didn't they stick with that?
But can I go to this for 1 second? I know, and I'm not sure, Ron, I'm not trying to lump you in here. I'm not sure if you're one of those fans or not. So many wrestling fans I hear clamor for the Attitude Era and clamor for that back.
I mean, there's a tragedy, but they should have brought up that way. I mean, let's not make the fans going to hate CM Punk for...
But don't you remember the Big Show storyline?
I mean, Paul Bearer was what wrestling is. I mean, I can remember when I first saw him on TV.
But don't you remember the Undertaker, or not the Undertaker, the Big Show and Big Boss Man line, or the Big Boss Man? It seems like there's a pattern here. And Al Snow line where he made Al Snow eat his own dog. I mean, actual death is not something that's new to WWE storylines. I mean, Undertaker okayed all of this. Paul Bearer's children okayed all of it.
And then I have another comment. This Triple H, the stipulations, who does it favor? Did it favor Brock Lesnar, or does it favor Triple H beat Brock Lesnar for a change and shut him up? Paul Heyman, I'm just tired of Paul Heyman. I've been hearing rumors all week that Paul Heyman's headed for TNA, but I mean, is that what you've been hearing?
I haven't heard a word of it, so I don't know. I think you've been listening to rodents again, Ron. Not to, not to sound too. I don't know. I can't find a positive way to put that. Not to sound mean, but I think you've been listening to the rodents a little too long. Thanks so much for the call. Yeah, I heard nothing about that. I'm pretty sure he's in the middle of a contract. Why he'd jump over to TNA at this point is beyond me, especially when they had a chance to get him a while ago, and he was kind of like, no thank you.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he would all of a sudden, in the midst of this huge push involving both Brock Lesnar and CM Punk, he'd all of a sudden be like, all right, deuces, I'm off down south.
There is one thing I'm kind of curious about with involving Paul Heyman.
One thing?
How come when Brock Lesnar shows up, everybody just silently agrees to pretend that Paul Heyman and CM Punk never met each other? Every time Brock Lesnar is there, there's no mention of Paul Heyman and CM Punk. He never appears with CM Punk. There's never any allusion to any relationship that those two have. And then when Brock Lesnar's gone, CM Punk and Paul Heyman are just buddy-buddy.
Punk's a Paul Heyman guy again.
Yeah. It's very weird.
It's kind of one of those Clark Kent Superman parallels.
Right, exactly.
never around at the same time. Although I don't think that CM Punk is Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, no, I don't. Maybe Brock Lesnar is CM Punk. He just kind of unzips the muscle suit.
Unzips the muscle suit.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably more. Wow. Wow. All right. Before we had the phone issues, I was talking about Bully Ray. We actually have the audio of the altercation from back in the tapings in Chicago, and it's only a few, maybe about 30, 40 seconds. Yeah, let's throw that out there for you. Son of a Yeah, pretty much. Open mouth, insert foot.
Oh, man.
As opposed to what he was alluding. Oh, never mind.
My.
That's why you don't have drinks near the mic. You don't want to do a spit take here, Mike. No. Just that's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. You should be ashamed of yourself. On so many levels.
I didn't say it.
Of course not. All right, let's take care of our first bit of business here, and then we'll come back. We'll get back to the phones. We got Dan hanging on. Also, Ed the showstopper. It looks like he's online as well. We'll get to them, and then we've also got the Heath Slater interview coming up, and as well as more of your calls. We'll even look at the Facebook feedback, time permitting, as well. Plus a ton of news and notes. Still a jam-packed show. As we're here on Pro Wrestling Weekly, the 4-year anniversary for me, but just a ton of insanity. It's WrestleMania season. Yes, it is. It is definitely 4. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.